What's up, everybody? Your boy Pat back again with another edition of Second Take, where I talk tech and I speak sports. Today's topic of the day is Drew Brees. Now, I'm going to link my other video that I did on this because I did this about a year or so ago about me talking about how Drew Brees is the greatest quarterback of all time. And if not the greatest quarterback of all time, definitely in the conversation. And I feel like when we bring up greatest quarterbacks of all time, it's the same names that get put in the conversation over and over again. But you never hear about Drew Brees. You hear about Joe Montana, you hear about Tom Brady, you hear about Peyton Manning, you get some mentions of Brett Favre, and then a lot of guys, they go into the old timers, Dan Marino. You get some older older guys than that too, putting the Otto Graham, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. My point is, Drew Brees is playing right now today, and I said this about a year to 2 years ago. I'm not quite sure, but it was quite some time ago, and I made a video about, is Tom Brady the GOAT? And I didn't really put Tom Brady as the GOAT. I said Drew Brees needs more mention in that conversation. And right now, as of today, December 2019, not only has Drew Brees already passed the most yards thrown in a career for any person that has played quarterback in the NFL throughout its 100 years of existence. He's got 76,000. The next closest is Favre at 74,000, plus. Drew Brees is probably going to top 80,000 yards, probably be the first man to ever do it. Not this year, but next year, yeah, he'll probably do it next year. And then as of last night, he passed Peyton Manning for the most passing touchdowns ever in a career. Tom Brady is hot on his heels. I think he's about 2 or 3 behind right now. I think it's 2. No, it might be 3. I think he has 40. Yeah, 2 or 3. Don't quote me. 2 or 3. That's the correct answer. But so they're going to be, highly contesting that, touchdown record. Brady's obviously in the conversation with yards. I think he's like 3rd or 4th. But my point is, Drew Brees, man, can we respect this guy as one of the greatest of all time? We continue to not mention this man's name. And, I like to just go back to basketball. So a lot of people always point to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the greatest of all time. And they always allude to stats. Most points ever, most MVPs, got 6 titles, da-da-da. They even start quoting all his, college and high school career. And it's all stats driven is what I'm saying. So when you get into the stats conversation, Drew Brees is number 1 in the 2 biggest stats that matter in football for a quarterback. It's individual stats is what I'm talking. I don't want to get into the Super Bowls and all dumb stuff, because I made the video about that, showing some prominent reasons why Brady's in the Super Bowl all the time and Brees is not. And it's facts. Trust me, it's facts. But with that said, yeah, man, Drew Brees, man, especially like when you start looking at like best seasons passing the ball, he's got 3 of the top 6 most yards ever in a season. In fact, he's only 1 yard. Peyton Manning leads. Peyton Manning threw for 54.77 one season. Second place is Drew Brees. He threw for 54.66, 1 yard off. And then those are the top 2 performances. The next 4, Brees has got 2 of those next 4. So he's got 3 of the top 6 in NFL history. The other thing I wanted to say is, Drew Brees, the most accurate passer ever. And I finally saw people give him his due yesterday because the man went 29 to 30. And it's funny because I saw the game and I remember the pass that he missed. And it was a bad miss. He overthrew the running back. But maybe the running back was supposed to cut upfield. My point is, he went 29 of 30. 96.7% completion percentage. The man throws for 70-something percent every year completion percentage. I think he holds the record for that as well. So the man's got a lot of records under his belt. Just give him his due, man. If you ask me, he's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen because he's the best to do what he actually does. Point blank, period. It's your boy Pat. Catch you in the next one. Peace.